episode stays in the building. Today, One Kids Room, episode 4, Changbin. Now, I understand there's 3 other episodes before this, however, Changbin bias. I don't really need to explain to you guys. If you've seen me before, then you know I have a Changbin bias. Obviously to do with his rap, but also, I will say, I just like him as a character. Everything that I know of him so far, I like about him, so I don't think that's going to change from watching this. However, I want to get to know him a little bit more, you know? Please, guys, if you can, head over to the Patreon. This is the first time I'm actually sitting down in this setting, but you don't want to know what I'm sat on. I'm sat on something that could genuinely break at any second, so I should probably stop rocking. And it's not stable. So what I'm saying is if you head over to the Patreon, I can afford to buy a decent chair. So that I really wish that I could show you. I might actually do a separate video for the Patreon, just to show what the money goes towards, you know. So without further ado, the scariest reaction I'll ever do. I hope I don't fall. If I do, please make it go viral. Let's go.
안녕하세요, 창빈이에요. 안녕.
되끼다. 특별한. 창민 중심이다.
See what? You can't hate on the kid. Hello. Fuck off.
안녕하세요, 창빈이에요. 안녕.
되끼다. 특별하다. 창민 중심이다. 코어다. 에센스가 문제야. 창빈이 형 잘못 없어. 괜히 에센스가 그때 용량 없었어갖고 내가 그를 깨웠어. 봉인이 해제됐어. 그 음료수 2%? 서창빈
들어주는 편이다.
I might genuinely have to stand up. This is ridiculous. I can't get comfortable. I always see that. What does SEO mean? Like, why do they say SEO before a name? Why do they do that? Because I've noticed that it's only before a name that I've seen that as well. But it's only conversational. Like when they say a name in a rap or something, like if 3Racha says like Spearby or something, they don't say Sios Spearby. I don't even know if that's how you'd say it. I'm so fucking ignorant, man.
아령을 많이 들어주는
숟가락을 많이 들어주는 편이다. 젓가락도 많이 들어주는 편이다. 뭔가랑
They're taking the piss. I know a lot of people have said that to me about South Korea, is that it's very like body conscious, and there are certain like societal beauty standards that even men have to attain in order to be seen as level or more than. You never want to be seen as less than. Like that's a social currency that's always been the case. Like you want to be popular, you always do. It's just ingrained in you. But the fact that there are actual things in society that you like can and can't do, or that are like frowned upon, to the point where your status in society will be downgraded based on those things. I don't know. It seems daft to me, but you know, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to live. You know, I'm not perfect. Definitely not. My eye is itchy. I think I've sussed out how to stay on this thing though. Let's see.
뭔가 많이 들고 있죠. 누룽지라든지
Rice crust.
아령이라든지.
물론 형이 무거운 것도 많이 들지만 동생들 얘기도 참 잘 들어주지.
많이 들어주지.
멤버들 얘기를 다 잘 들어주지.
맞아.
It's interesting how they conflated that. I'm sorry to be pausing so much, and I'm guessing they're just sort of like talking about him while he's in another room. Maybe they're gonna like ask back and forth questions. I don't know. But they said that he like lifts dumbbells a lot. He lifts heavy things. And then it was the qualifying next phrase, like, but he listens to younger members a lot, almost as if like the sense of masculinity is such that men can't listen to anybody younger than them or can't take advice from other people. I feel like that's completely the wrong impression of what a man is. A man is constantly evolving and learning and changing and adapting. And in order to do that, we have to listen to both the old and the young, you know? It's a yin and yang. That's all it is.
근데 정작 진짜 형 얘기 많이 하나? 잘 안 해, 그지?
잘 안 해.
그 형 너무 자기 얘기는 안 하는 게 문제야.
그러니까 평소 일상생활에서 대화할 때는 되게 뭐 멤버들 사이에서 한이도 그렇고 저도 그렇고 되게 말이 많은 편인데 누군가 고민이 있거나 나한테 진지하게 무언가에 대해서 얘기를 하고 그런 상황에서는 되게 말을 아끼고 좀 많이 듣는 편인 것 같아요. 제가 하나하나 놓치지 않고 되게 듣고서 최대한 그 사람의 고민을 해결해 주고 싶긴 한데 그게 어렵긴 하니까 그래도 일단 최대한 들어주는 편인 것 같아요. 내 얘기를 하는 것보다. 약간 상황에 따라 다른 것 같아요. 멤버들 사이에서 다 같이.
It's nice how he just said, like, he explained not only what he does in the situation, but why he's doing it. Like, it's important that I listen to others instead of talking about myself. So he seems like one of these people, a lot like myself, who instead of talking about themselves and what they're doing, they sort of take everybody else's weight on their shoulders. And then when all that weight's on your shoulders, you're too hunched over. You don't have time to like look up and talk to people about yourself and have a smile on your face because you've got everybody else's problems on you. I feel like that might be the case with him because he's saying like when people come to me with concerns, so he's obviously somebody that people can rely on to do that, and they're often the strongest characters because they carry a lot of secondary baggage from other people on their shoulders too. It can be quite difficult to be that type of person. I feel like I am that type of person, but the way that I cope with it is just by burying my problems very deep.
일상적으로 얘기할 때는 말이 정말 많고
아, 말 진짜 많아. 말
진짜
너무 많아요, 진짜.
끌어. 그냥 힘들어 죽겠어.
뭐가 안 나가는 게 신기해.
맞아.
한껏 이렇게 텐션이 올라갔을 때
For either Bang Chan or Lino to say that Changbin is noisy, they're two of the noisiest people. I swear.
아, 말 진짜 많아. 말 너무 많아요, 진짜.
끌어. 그냥 힘들어 죽겠어.
뭐가 안 나가는 게 신기해.
맞아.
한껏 이렇게 텐션이 올라갔을 때 감당을
heard
하기
that too
힘들
about
때가
me.
있어.
진짜. 그래서 그냥 대답도 안, 대꾸도 안 해. 표정.
혼자 되게 서운해한다고.
상관없어요. 어차피 다 한번.
I've literally been around my friends while they've spoken about me, and they've said exactly the same thing. Like when he's overexcited, just don't talk to him because you can't speak to him. But then if you don't speak to me, my feelings are gonna get hurt. And I'm thinking, why is nobody else joining in like my happiness? But like if I'm friends with somebody, I like to feel like comfortable around somebody to the point where I can be that hyper. And do you know what I mean? And if I see them and they're not doing it, I kind of think like, are you not as comfortable as I am around you? And then my feelings start getting hurt. That makes sense. He's always teasing again later. Again, just like me, I am. No. I'm older than Changbin. Changbin is my little brother. Changbin is my little brother. So.
힘들 때가 있어.
진짜.
Dad.
그래서 그냥 대답도 안, 대꾸도 안 해. 표정.
혼자 되게 서운해한다고.
상관없어요. 어차피 다 한번 똑같이 장난쳐. 내가 지금 이거 2년째 하고 있거든? 똑같이 장난쳐.
누군가가 저를 편하게 대해주고 날 놀리고 그 사람 재밌으면 전 되게 좋아요. 그 사람이 편해하고 그러면 정말 좋아요. 저도 그게 편해요. 이 사람이 날 불편.
Bro, you know the only reason I'm not walking off, and I usually do walk off if I'm stood up, but I wouldn't know how to get back up on this thing. I literally just said this about the whole comfortability thing. I hate it when somebody's not comfortable with me. I feel you, I feel you, Changbin. I'm telling you now, Changbin's either my son or my little brother. I am Dadbin. Dadbin. Dadbin, I've been dad.
그 사람 재밌으면 전 되게 좋아요. 그 사람이 편해하고 그러면 정말 좋아요. 저도 그게 편해요. 이 사람이 날 불편하게 대하는 게 너무 싫거든요. 그래서 동생들이 그렇게 편한 형으로 대해주는 거에 대해서 너무 고맙게 생각하고 있습니다. 그래서 계속 편했으면 좋겠어요.
난 그 형한테 진짜 장난 때문에 내가 화났던 적이 너무 많아갖고. 와, 연습하다가 내가 말을 하는데 자꾸 앞에서 그랬죠? 현진이 그랬죠? 현진이 여기 집중해줬죠? 와, 이러면 와,
그걸 즐기는 사람이야, 그 형은.
진짜 쉽지 않아. 이 형 장난 한번 제대로 삘받으면 진짜 쉽지 않아. 와.
되게 신기한 건 약간 나한테만 그런 건 되게 장난 많이 치잖아, 평소에. 근데 형이라는 그 딱 떠올렸을 때 이미지가 되게 막 완전 장난 그쪽은 아니야. 되게 무겁긴 하지 않아?
나는 완전 장난 쪽밖에 없어.
아, 그래?
근데 나는 그거 그냥 날마다 달라, 그냥.
날마다 달라.
근데 우리 멤버들 다 그런 게 날마다 다 달라.
맞아.
어쩔 때는 엄청 장난치고, 어쩔 땐 그냥 가만히 있을 때도 있고. 근데 그건 사람이라서 어쩔 수가 없는 거야.
창빈이 하면 되게 발랄하고.
And I swear to God, the brotherhood between Han and Changbin is unbreakable. is it almost got to a stage where, not that they were like dogging on Changbin, but they were sort of, you know, taking it a little bit off course. So Han just said, look, we all do that. Sometimes we tease, sometimes we don't. We're human, you know? Oh, God. Changbin, Han, they're definitely they're my favourites. They are my favourites. Changbin overall, but then Changbin wouldn't be the same without Han, I don't think. So you kind of got to take them both. Han-bin.
되게 애교 많고 막내는 아니지만 막내 같은 멤버라는 그런 이미지가 있는데 맞아요. 다 맞아요. 정말 맞아요. 다 맞는 말이고 대신에 저는 누군가랑 있을 때는 그런 사람인데 혼자 있으면은 되게 어두운 사람인 것 같아요. 혼자 있으면. 그래서 더 누군가를 찾게 되고 누군가랑 더 친해지고 싶고 되게 친해지고 사람을 만나고 하는 걸 되게 좋아하게 되는 것 같아요. 고민 자꾸 마인드맵을 그려요. 막 이렇게 하면 이렇게 다른 게 생기고 다른 게 생기고 계속 이러는데 그걸 잊으려고 더 다른 사람을 만나고 다른 사람과의 그 관계를 되게 중요시하게 생각하는 것 같아요.
아 이제 이게 편하긴 한데 되게
Yes.
형 되게
Yes. He seems like such a hyper emotional person. That's me as well. Like even on this reaction channel, like if I've been really happy, I've been happy like to the point where it makes me cry. And if I've been sad to the point where it makes me cry. If I've been angry, it's been to the point where I've got frown lines and I'm like gritting my teeth and holding my fist. Very hyper emotional. Feels like he's exactly the same way. Very in his head a lot of the time. People that think a lot and think very deeply about things, they always struggle with interpersonal relationships because they're always over-analysing, things that people have said or ways that people are acting. It can be very difficult to be that type of person. If you feel that way, let me know. I'm here.
약간 그러니까 장난을 많이 쳐도 진지할 땐 되게 진지하다 그런
그렇지, 진지할 땐 진지하지.
우리 멤버 중에서 화나면 창빈이 형이 제일 무서워 나는.
창빈이 형 화나면 진짜 무섭지.
나 진짜 창빈이 형 나는 화난 거
우리 공공재는 창빈이 형 화나면
다 이제 진짜 0.5초 만에 4명의 눈빛이 다 스캔이다.
공공재 4명이서 바로 눈 맞죠. 야야야 지금은 아니다. 삐삐삐 지금은 아니다.
각자 방으로 들어가서 나오지 마. 나오지 마. 너 나랑.
그때 그거
그러니까 나오지 마. 야, 창빈 왜 이래. 야, 너 몰라. 화났어. 야, 나오지 마.
내가 이따가 대충 상황 봐서 내가 보고할게.
Hyunjin, I'll grasp the situation and I'll tell you later. I like the way you said that.
화났어. 야, 나오지 마.
내가 이따가 대충 상황 봐서 내가 보고할게.
형 근데 크게 화내면 진짜로 다 미안하다고요. 그 사람한테 화난 게 아니고 다 이제
요즘은 전 되게 보기 좋은 게 예전에는 멤버들 이 4명이 이제 같은 동갑이잖아요. 동갑이다 보니까 그 4명에서 사이가 트러블이 생길 때가 있어요. 그러면 그럴 때는 되게 저한테 와서 되게 고민 같은 걸 얘기하는 편이었어요. 그런 일상적 그런 자기들의 관계에 대해서. 그러면 거기서 조금씩 중간에 있는 사람이니까 해결해 주려고 노력도 했고 그 입장에서 지금 냈다 정말 사이가 좋다 보니까 그 넷이서 되게 동갑내기 친구들끼리 자기들의 고민을 서로 들어주고 하는 그게 되게 큰 것 같아요. 그래서 그러다 보니까 동생들은 생각보다 이제 서로를 되게 의지하는 느낌이 들어서 되게 보기도 좋고.
맞아. 되게 장난도 많이 치긴 하는데 형으로서 되게 장난도 많이 치긴 하는데 형으로서 약간 되게 어느 정도의 무게감이 있는 형이라서
재밌어.
형의 무게, 약간 그런 무게감 말고 형의 무게감. 형의 무게.
아무도 말 안 했잖아. 약간
He meant big as in like boo to margin boo. That's awful. They do obviously tease each other a lot, and it's all in jest. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not being serious about it. But I like how they sort of they sort themselves in age order. So like when they talk about younger members and older members, I feel like the older members have a precedent that they need to set. Do you know what I mean? They have like a way that they need to go on to show the younger members how it's done. Do you know what I mean? And it's good because it means it keeps the older ones on their toes, and it means that they're always thinking about how they're acting and how the others are going to perceive it. It's very good. It's very, very good. I like it.
어느 정도의 무게감이 있는 형이라서
재밌어.
형의 무게, 약간 그런 무게감 말고 형의 무게감. 형의 무게.
아무도 말 안 했어.
약간
웃었어.
중의적이네.
어쨌든 난 형이 되게 멋있는 사람이라고 생각해서 진짜로.
그리고 나랑 새벽에 야식 먹으면서 찡얼찡얼 많이 돼.
확실히 되게 듬직하고 성숙한 면도 있지만 되게
여린 면도 있지.
되게
사람이 항상 막 듬직하고 그럴 순 없으니까.
얼마 전까지만 해도 그 멤버들 사이에서 그냥 좋은 형이고 싶고 좋은 동생이고 싶었어요. 물론 좋은 동생이고 싶었던 적은 별로 없고 그냥 동생들을 대해본 적도 없고 학교 다닐 때도 친구, 형, 뭐 누나 친구들, 동생들을 대해본 적이 없어서 동생들에 대한 그게 되게 어떻게 대해야 될지에 대한 그게 되게 컸어요. 지금은 그냥 스트레이키즈에서 그냥 좋은 멤버이고 싶어요. 그냥 멤버들 사이에서 다 저 기대고 할 수 있는 좋은 사람이고 싶어요. 왜냐면 동생한테도 형이라서 기댈 수 있고 이런 건 아니거든요. 동생한테도 기댈 수 있고 충분히.
창빈이 형은 솔직하다. 솔직하지?
맞아, 솔직해.
솔직하지.
솔직하지. 솔직한 사람이지. 난 좋아. 그래서 차라리 그게 없어서 거짓말 같은 거 잘 안 해서 좋아. 솔직해.
가식 없어.
가식 1도 없어.
저는 진짜 이 세상에 가장 싫은 게
What's that?
저도 정말 상처를 잘 받는 사람이라서 그런지 누군가한테 상처를 주는 걸 정말 싫어하거든요. 누군가가 조금이라도 상처를 받으면은 정말 미치겠어요. 약간 조금이라도 상처를 받은 것 같으면은 정말 그게 정말 싫고 그런 사람이라서 감정에 대해서는 되게 솔직하지 못하는 것 같아요. 저는 감정에 대해서 솔직하다 보면은 되게 상처를 줄 것 같아요. 누군가에게.
Some people don't
주변
like hearing the
사람들은.
truth.
아니, 이 형이 솔직해도 상처 줄 정도의 그러니까 상처 줄 말은 안 해. 그러니까 솔직한 것도 상대방이 상처받을 것 같으면 그냥 솔직하게 굳이 말 안 하지. 그러니까 거짓말을 하진 않는데
굳이 말할 건
굳이 솔직하게 그거를 찝어서 말하진 않아.
맞아.
그냥
진짜
상처받을 정도로.
물어봐야 이제.
물어봐야, 그러니까 내가 준비가 됐다는 걸 그 형이 알고 나서부터는 솔직하게 얘기하는데 굳이 그 형이 막 와갖고 솔직하다는 걸 핑계 대고 막 이렇게
It's a
얘기하진
good thing
않지.
to know.
맞아. 정확해. 요새 이제 다시 벌크업 기간이래.
이제 지금 상태에서 더 키우는 거야?
대단해.
옆으로만 크겠는데.
Gross
나는
sideways.
맨날 새벽까지 진짜 죽을 것 같은 그런 몸 상태여도 하더라.
근데 허리 진짜 약간 진짜 나가지 않아?
No.
글자인데요.
No. That's not bad for his back. Do you know what it's bad for? It's bad for everybody else watching it. Because they're watching the man unwell, unfit, and yet he's still working out every morning. That's determination. That's focus of the brain. Do you know what I mean? As a human, let alone as a man, but definitely as a man, you have to put yourself through situations where you're experiencing hardship. Because throughout history, as men, we've never had it so comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Especially as men, you know, for the majority of our history, we fought in wars. That's all we did. And I know some of you will say, yeah, but those wars were caused by men. Fair enough, but it's a different class of man. They were sending millions of regular men, like me, like your brothers, like your fathers. They were sending us to war to die for them, basically. So, and that's all our history. We've never had it comfortable. So this is the most comfortable that men have ever lived. So for people like Changbin to be putting themselves through hardship is very, very important. Very important to him as a man. It will teach him all sorts of things that he'll need for stuff like fatherhood, marriage, those sorts of hardships. When you can go through hardship mentally and still persist, even knowing that it's hard, you still persist. This, you know, it's a beautiful thing, I think.
창빈이는 편하다. 창빈이는 편하다. 스테이에게 편하다. 스테이의 편이다. 예. 자존심이 센 사람은 아닌데 스트레이키즈, 우리 팬 스테이, 그리고 음악 이런 거에서는 자부심을 잃지 않고 계속 하는 것 같아요. 자존심을 꺾고 싶지 않아요. 그 외에는 제 자존심 다 건드려도 돼요. 다 필요 없어요. 다 상관없어요.
Well, me personally, I thoroughly enjoyed that. If you want to watch me see any of the other Stray Kids OneKidsRoom, then please head over to the Patreon. The Changbin one is the only one that I'm bringing out on YouTube. For the many people that have gone to Patreon, I'm giving them, you know, as much content as I can. basically as a way of saying thank you, because so many people have joined, and you know, it's going to change my life in so many ways. So thank you to everybody that has joined. Thank you to everybody that's even considering joining. Yeah, I'm going to do the rest of them on there. I really enjoyed finding out more about Changbin as a human, you know. I feel like in his lyrics, a lot of the stuff that he talks about, he sounds like me. But in that's, I mean, it's basically me. He basically, hold on. He basically, yeah, it was basically me. I really enjoyed that. Also to know that he's like, almost like an older brother, and that people see him as like the older brother of the group. I like that. The first thing that I ever said about Stray Kids was, because the first reaction I did was freeze, and the first thing that I ever commented on was how Changbin stopped one of the members to do his tie for him, and I remember stopping it and saying, that's brotherhood. And Changbin's been my favourite ever since. I'm pretty sure he also had a bintro in Freeze as well. Yeah, yes he did. See, I'm a stay. And now I'm starting to watch the behind the scenes stuff as well, so I'm staying. Stay as fuck. Right, it's been your boy TeddyGreyOnStuff. I love you all.